been an interesting few weeks to watch. I remember back in May pointing out that we may well be in revolutionary times, and it seems as if over the last month or so that has been proven largely correct. You have mobs of people tearing down statues, killing people, burning down their cities. You have corporations who are either willingly going along with this, or are pressured into it out of fear. You have a president in the United States who seems to be unable, or for the moment unwilling, to do anything about it. You especially have problems with the tech companies. These companies that control the communications that go on throughout this world, that enable friends to talk to each other, that enable groups to be formed, that enable that solidarity that holds together sane society. These things are all under threat. For as we well know, as we look into the true views of these people doing the protesting, or at least their leaders, we realise that it is about far more than just justice. We realise it's about completely changing the ideological view and the religious view of our countries. And it would seem as if the telecommunications companies, the social media giants, are more than willing to go along with this, either out of pressure or out of a full-throated belief in what these people protest for. Not the obvious justice that is currently being fulfilled by the American state, I might add, but the destruction of the family, the destruction of those basic bits of glue holding society together, and especially attacking faith. Now, the question remains is, what are we going to do about it? We can't necessarily trust that all things will calm down. We don't know where things will go in future. But we do know from their tweets and from who they're tearing down that they are clearly very much opposed to the Christian religion, at least in its actual orthodox form. I think a first step would be to begin to establish networks that don't depend on these companies. And that's what I've done. I have established a website called renaissancemen.xyz. The link will be in the description, where we have kind of created an alternative to Discord. We have a Riot server. We have a Mumble server so people can talk. And we also have an internet radio station so we can broadcast stuff that other people may not want to broadcast. Because it's very clear that the censorship is going to speed up from here if nothing changes. It's time that we start to communicate in other places. Stop giving these people our money. Now, I own these services. I have gone and gotten server space. I have established this. A friend and I spent a few days putting it together, and it now works perfectly. It's ready for people to come on, and if they want to come into a place which is wholesome and Catholic specifically, then they are free to come on here. It's completely free and you can all use it. What I would request, though, is that since this has taken a lot of time to establish and it also costs money to maintain, that you consider putting a small amount of money in the Patreon that I run for this channel, because it is still going to cost me money and a lot of time to keep it going, and I'm willing to do this for free because it is for a good cause, but at the same time, food isn't going to put itself on the table. I'd also very much encourage people in the midst of all of this, aside from anything that I've done, to start talking to your neighbours, to start forming actual communities in real life. Because we don't know where this is going to go. Particularly in America. In Britain, it seems to be relatively calm. But in America, it certainly does not seem to be. And so, just as a short message, I'd like to recommend everyone get into contact with their neighbours and to start forming friends groups, because we have no idea where this is going to go. But, as Our Lady said at Fatima, her Immaculate Heart will always prevail. So don't worry. Don't grind your teeth and lose yourself to your anger. For this is being permitted for a good reason. Likewise, at the same time, just don't go along with the injustices present in that movement, because these are wrong. Anyway, I hope you enjoy what I've established. I'm going to be making more content in future. I've just been, of course, working on the server, so there hasn't really been much on the channel. I hope you find it useful, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.